Hello traders, welcome to this weekly Forex overview. It's Pierre here again from PAFX. I hope that all of you had a great trading week last week. I had a little bit slow started one with a couple of losses, but we ended the week very good. So I hope we get another great trading week next week, and that all of you make some money, make some pips, yeah. Yeah, this week the list is a little bit shorter because I have to run a little bit earlier today, so I have all the majors and some exotics and minor pairs, yeah. So welcome Yusuf, welcome everyone, welcome guys, Bruce, Imran, all of you. And yeah, we probably gonna see gaps this weekend, I think so. So yeah, let's get started with the disclaimer and the usual, yeah. So guys, here is the disclaimer. Please read it carefully, and every one of you should know that trading involves lots of risk, and that this session is not to be taken as any signal. It is only the way I will trade the market and the way I see the market. So pause the video and read the disclaimer carefully, yeah. We will start with Dixie as usual, and yeah, last week we had another sideways week in my opinion. Not much happened actually. The price is back when it's almost opened. So the dollar trend is sideways this short term. The long term trend, as you see, is still in a downtrend. We're still trading below the 20 daily moving average. Last week Wednesday, when we got this candle, I was monitoring this area very carefully, because for me a break above here, above the monthly pivot point around the 92.70 92.80, that would be a good signal that the dollar may get some strength, yeah. Because I'm still seeing this as a possible inverted head and shoulder, but this is what I'm talking about. But we never got the break of that trend line, yeah, neckline, sorry. So I was looking if we gonna break this neckline, something like this, for a possible retest of the monthly R1 up here, but we didn't get that, and we're still going sideways on the Dixie. Not a stronger trend as we had before, but we also can see that right now we are making a little bit higher lows if we go down to 4-hour time frame, and we have a little bit more a clearer range if we're not looking at this breakdown here. You see we have this range right now we are trading in. I'm talking about this range, and as you see the price never broke and closed below this low. So, and last Friday we had another higher low confirmed here. We broke this minor trend line, and we did a retest and then some reject them back up. So basically, yeah, for me this is still a sideways market. To be in a trend, we want to see a break above this neckline, above the monthly pivot point for continuation higher, or if we goes back down below the monthly S1, and that would be a break of this level, then that could be considered as a continuation of the major trend. So Sideways still on the Dixie. Not much happened last week actually, even though we had a great bullish engulfing candle here. But it's very interesting, and I'm looking for possible more upside, since we have this very nice bullish divergence going on the oops, where's my chart? Sorry about that, let me take back that. And where is the RSI? Here we have it. Yeah, so it's not the perfect divergence, but still the RSI is going above soon above the 50, and I'm looking for a possible break of the neckline for next week. So very interesting to see how this will continue from here. Yeah. Gold, we was expecting a bounce at this level where the price is right now. We entered a little bit early, or I entered a little bit early last week, and let me go to lower time frame. So I entered here, and this candle I scalped up. I had some scalping position, closed some of it, and then got stopped out when the price went back down. So I was in early. I shouldn't enter so early, because there was no really signals for bullish evidence at that level yet at that time. But Friday candles was a bullish candle. It is a piercing pattern we have right now, and the thing I'm looking at right now for next week, that if this level gonna hold, we want to see a break and close above the 1300 level. That is like the level for me to take as bullish evidence from this area. On the 4 hour, as you see, as I said, we did stop actually at this previous structure here. If we go more to the left, you see why I'm looking to this level and looking for a possible bounce. So on the 4 hour, we had this first bounce, we had another retest, and a possible higher low on the 4 hour now, what we have, but we still can't see that as enough evidence. If you want to be sure, we want to see a break of this high here now on the 4 hour, that the price goes and break and close above this level. Even better if we close above the 1300. It's a very good psychological level, and a retest, then probably we can take a long from this level here for a retest of the yearly R1, or at least retest of these highs. Yeah, so it's still a very good level, and I will keep watching it. I would not short the gold from this level. Looking at the RSI, you see that we do have a really good hidden divergence on the RSI. If you compare this low with this low here, and this low is equal to this low on the RSI, so you see that we have a major bullish hidden divergence on the RSI. And since we are at such a good level down here, that's why I am still very interesting to see a possible bounce from here. If we take a Fibonacci retracement tool, we are at around the 38.2 right now up here, so that's why I was expecting the bounce to be a little bit earlier, but that didn't happen. To talk about the major trend, we did also break below this low and close below it, so I don't think that gold maybe will continue the major trend to the upside, but at least a retest of these highs should be a good target if we get good bullish evidence next week. Hey welcome Chris. No problem with the dislikes. It's the first time I do have this dislikes before we start the session actually, but that would be much better if those who put a dislikes also put a comment what they don't like, so we can make it better for the next time. Yeah, anyway, yeah, that was it about gold, guys. So we are at a good level, and I'm still looking for a possible bullish evidence here for a bounce to the upside. If we don't get that, to me, to short the gold, I want to see a break of this level and a retest and failure for a possible continuation back down on gold. Yeah, so my first thing on gold is if we're gonna go long from here next week or not. But as we saw looking back at the Dixie, so both are at a very important level. So if the Dixie gonna break this neckline, we're gonna probably see that gold break this low and keep heading down, yeah, and vice versa. So very, very interesting on both of them, and you should always compare both of them to have a real idea what's going on in the intermarket relationship. So oil, guys, as I said, sorry. As I said last week, still bullish, and we did actually break and close above this last high now. So there is still more room on oil to the upside for at least a retest of these highs up here around the 52 area. That is, if you are holding oil long, that should be your target. As I said, since we now broke above and close above this last high, so we should keep looking for a continuation. So if you're holding the 52 should be your take profit level. And if we go down to the 4 hour, it looks like we are making another kind of flag here, and you want to see a break of this to reach the 51.50 or the 52 level. Yeah, if you want to enter gold, on oil, you probably want to see first a retest back down to the monthly R1 and maybe a close of this gap, and try to find bullish evidence down here to enter long. Okay. Aussie New Zealand, what a great performer last week, all the way to the downside, and we talked about this level last week, guys, in the overview, and I said that I was looking to see if this structure here gonna hold or not, and we talked about that this break of the neckline was very important, and that we want to be looking that for that we had a lower low below this neckline, and we had a lower high below this high. Yeah, so we had a double bottom, a retest of broken structure, and it just went all the way down here. Now for next week, I'm very interesting to see what will happen at this level here, down here around the monthly S1 and this previous structure. So the RSI is also near the extreme on the daily, what make me look to see if we're gonna get any bullish evidence for a possible bounce from this level back up to the broken structure up here, as you see, and another retest of the monthly pivot for this one to probably keep going even lower. Yeah, so watch this area carefully next week. A break of this level can, if this breaks next week, so you can start looking for a take profit back down here. For me, I'm not sure of that. I think we're gonna see the bounce first. The move have been going for a while, so a possible bounce back up to find some more seller from a higher level. that would be great if you want to sell it from a higher level, or if you want to buy the bounce, because we may also have some sideways on this one, since the move was a strong move. Usually we can see some ranging market before the price continue. Yeah, so yeah, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday next week gonna be important to see if this level will hold for a possible buy from here. Aussie USD, a perfect double top scenario here, and we do now have a break of the neckline. Let me make this chart a little bit bigger. You see this candle now broke and closed below the neckline, and it did stop at the monthly pivot, and we have the retest. So we did break this minor trend line also, and if we go down to the 4 hour, you can see it a little bit more clear. Here we have the first sign was this lower low that we broke below this here, but then the price went all the way back up here and got rejected at the news and just plunged all the way back down, broke the trend line, broke the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, and we can see this as a possible retest, and I'm looking for a continuation for at least the monthly S1 on this one here. Yeah, the correction up was like, I think it's about 38.2 Fibonacci retracement here. So we maybe can target an equal measured move from this leg. Let me draw that, a possible equal measured move if the price keep going down from this level before, if it not make a higher high again, then we can project a possible move like this one back down here to this previous structure. Yeah, looking left. If we break this low here, then we can also take a Fibonacci extension tool and see where this next leg gonna end. And once again, I'm saying if we break this last low, because it is very important to see that broken before we start making projections. And if that happen, we get that break, then we have the 1.618 extension also at this level. So down here we maybe get a bounce back up. So it's a very, very interesting level, but of course I'm looking for more shorts, since we broke this last low here, we broke the trend line, and we did a retest, and we have a possible failure on this retest now. Yeah, so look for a possible continuation down, but when the price, and if the price reach this level down here on the daily looking left, you see that it is a good important level that we may see a bounce back up at this area down here. Yeah, Euro Aussie, it have been in a very, very narrow range if you look at these here, and then it make a fake out to the upside, a fake out to the downside, and then back up. So it's a very, very choppy scenario here, and it's very important that we know what's going on. So the narrow range I was talking about, we've been trading this range, and as you see, we had a break to the upside, many traders went long, and then it went back down all the way, did break this last low here. Many sellers was trapped here after this break of this level, and many buyers was trapped here. Yeah, so it's like killed everyone right now. And when we did reach the edges of the major range, if you go back to the daily, you see that this is a very, very important level. We got this rejection. Now if we look at this very strong daily bullish engulfing candle on last Thursday, I can't look at a candle like this and don't consider it as an important candle. So this candle for me gonna be the mother candle of what's will going on in this on this pair here. So this gonna make like the range bounds of this pair until we see another break, yeah, to either to the upside, or if it break the low of this candle, it gonna go all the way back down here, in my opinion. So we have to look at that. But if we go down to the 4 hour, you see that this major move, we did break last high, but we did also break last low. So it's very, very tricky. So since I do like the strengths in the up move more, I will be looking more for a possible bullish scenario from the monthly pivot point here. And if we take Fibonacci retracement tool on this one, we see that the 38.2 is exactly where the price is right now and this structure, and we also have the 50% around the monthly pivot and around a previous structure area where we did have some troubles if we look left here. So my first level I'm looking at for next week is of course down here at the 50 and the monthly pivot, and I will also keep looking on the RSI. If we get like the RSI reach this low and make an equal low as this one, that would give us divergence, bullish divergence on the RSI. And if we get bullish evidence at this level, and the 200 moving average gonna be also at this level if the price reaches this area. So I'm looking at first for bullish evidence at the 50% and the monthly pivot for a possible bounce back up to this level. Okay. Because many times when you get such a strong bullish engulfing candle, you see the price do retrace a little bit of this candle before it continue up in this case, yeah. Euro CAD, we've now have a higher high on this pair after the price did reach back all the way back down here and closed this gap totally and reached the monthly S2. It reached the daily 200 moving average. We had this strong bounce to the upside. We have some correction down and a piercing pattern here and a possible continuation on the daily. So we do actually have a higher low, which make me start looking for a possible continuation of this move from down here, break, higher low, and a possible retest to this structure up here would be something to look at. But we want to see a break of some structure, so we need to look at this neckline here and see it broken. Let me just delete this text, it's not needed here. Okay, so we have this neckline, we want to see it broken. Could be great if we get a retest and back up to this top up here, yeah. Look at the 20 moving average at the 4 hour. It has been acting as good dynamic resistance in the past, and then when it got broken here, it got retested, rejected, all the way back up, another retest and rejection on the 20 moving average. So you can also use that moving average as possible dynamic support on this pair and this particular time frame, because you don't want to see a close below that if you want to go long, yeah. So that's what I will be looking at on this pair for next week, guys. Euro sterling, it did stop at this important structure here. Looking left, you see why I'm saying it's important, because we had rejection here, we had rejection here, it was acting at good resistance. One more time here, and then it got broken and start acting as a very strong support here many times. So it wasn't such a shock to see that the price did stop at this level. Now we do have actually a possible double bottom on the daily, and we do have bullish divergence on the RSI, as you see here. So very good level, double bottom, possible double bottom, because the neckline is not broken yet. Bullish divergence on the RSI. Friday's candle was bullish engulfing candle, as you see. We are still above the daily 200 moving average, so all these together make me start looking for a possible break and continuation back up to the supply level up here. That would be great. Okay, so the scenarios you have for next week depends what a kind of trader you are. You want to see to be, if you are the conservative type of trader, of course you want to see a break of this neckline here, yeah, and a retest at least on 15-minute or 1 hour time frame, and bullish evidence at this level to try to go long. Let me fix my arrows a little bit. So conservative trader, you want to see a break of the neckline and continuation. Another thing we can look at, if we get, since this we have couple of wicks here, we see if we get another retest of this structure down here and possible bullish formation down here to try and anticipate from a little bit lower. That would give us much better risk to reward, yeah, and it's gonna also give us a little bit riskier trade. A break here, retest, that would be a little more safer, but if we buy from down here, we're gonna get a little bit unsecure, because the market can actually just break below and keep going lower, yeah, but our risk gonna be much lower taking the trade from down here. So yeah, depends on how you trade and how you what's your rules are for risk management and stuff like that. But this signal and this level and the double bottom here make me totally looking only for long from here. So Euro JPY, let's go to the weekly, because this one needs actually a bigger picture look. And as you see on the weekly now, we did break the 200 moving average of the weekly, which is very important thing to know. We did break this structure here, and we had a couple of good bullish weeks. The thing is here now, we don't have a clear structure. Of course, we do have this last high here. Let me talking about this one, and this structure here that may act as resistant, yeah. But as you see, we have another structure very close to that, and it's like stairs up here, yeah. So it's not like one higher high only. And of course, if we are like if we had only a high like this one up here, that would be much easier. But when you have the highs like this, the market tend to keep testing them one after the other. The extreme high in this case is going to be this level up here, and of course up all the way up there, yeah, if this trend will keep continue. And as for now, structure wise, it is still a bullish trend. We can, there is nothing that we can argue that we are not in a bullish move, very strong one too. So the best way is to keep looking for a continuation here. But since we have this high now and this previous structure, so one can start expecting some troubles, or at least a rejection for a little bit more down before it continues higher. Let's go back to the daily again. On the RSI, we don't have divergence between this one and this one, a little bit, but we do have divergence between this high here and this high, as you see, because if we do like this, you see that the level is much lower, but on the price this level was actually much lower than where the price is right now. So if you ask me how to trade this one, I would say only long, and probably look for a retest of this level here. Since we broke here, we never did a really daily or good daily retest yet. So a retest of the monthly R1 or a retest of this very important structure now, that would be a good level to look at for a possible continuation from, and to get a really good trade. Because if we go long on the break of this structure here next week, you may get a possible fake out or stuff like that. So that's why I like to trade to buy low and sell high. Yeah. And we are near the monthly R2, as you see, that used to act as resistant. On the 4 hour, we do have some divergence, a bearish divergence already. If we look at the RSI from this high back down here, and on the price, we had this high here and these highs. So we have a divergence on the RSI, bearish one. We have a possible double top here. We had good rejection. Still, neckline is not broken, so we can't start selling just because we have 3 bearish candles. But there is some signals that warn us that we may see Euro JPY give us that move to the downside, that retest of the monthly R1 or the trend line, and this broken structure down here. Yeah, maybe this high. So there will probably gonna be some short-term sell on this one for next week. If we see a break of this level here, a break of the 133.5 area down here, break of the neckline, that may give us a short-term sell back down here. But don't hold it for too long, yeah, because the main trend is to the upside. So this is gonna be a counter trend trade in this case, and your take profit should be the monthly R1, and the extreme level would be down here. Yeah. Euro USD, same as Dixie, sideways, but as you see, we still seeing more and more lost up momentum. If we look at those candles here, you see that the bullish candle is getting much smaller, the bearish candle are bigger. We had only 1 day strong bullish candle, and all the bullish candle is getting smaller and the bearish candle is a little bit bigger. The RSI is heading down. We do have a possible head and shoulders scenario right now, but all in all, we're still in a sideways. We're still trading in this range here between the monthly R1 and the yearly R2 up here. Yeah. To be really sure that this market may move down to next level, at least to this structure here, we want to see a break of this trend neckline here, break of the low of this candle here. And let's go down to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, you see that This move here to the upside was never broke and closed above the left shoulder. As you see, the close was at the same level as this one, but not above it. And the next try to make a higher high didn't really work. The price did move to the 61.8 area and went back down from this leg here, as you see, and we got this bearish candle on the news. And Friday we never broke the previous structure high. What make it a little bit unsure, we never broke to the downside either, so that's why I'm saying we are in a sideways market. And as you see, the lows here, they never got broken and closed below. I will keep trying selling the highs if every time I see the price going back up to this supply level, I'll try to sell it from higher. And for a continuation, we want to see a break of this structure here. This spin bar is the neckline, and we want to see a break of that retest that fails to break back up, and then the first trouble area gonna be at the monthly S1 back down here at this structure. This is also a very, very important structure down here. Yeah, so we had this range here. Now we broke above it, and we still trading above this range in a bit higher range this time. Yeah. So those are the scenarios. You can either buy the lows of the range and sell the high of the range until one of them got broken until this sideways movement, and we start seeing some trend going on. Let's not forget we are at and below the yearly R2, and let me take you to the monthly, to the weekly, and you see that why the price having trouble is this structure down here. Yeah, so now this weekly gap here is closed and done. The price did test the monthly R1 and the yearly R2 are at the same levels. We have the 50% here of this whole move from the major range of the price, and that's why I'm thinking more downside from here, at least back down here or back down to this level. But we want to see that range broken first before we can see any of that. Sterling AUD, great performer the last 2 weeks actually. After this very long consolidation here, about 17 days or so, we did a very strong move to the upside, correction, and another very strong bullish engulfing day. And we did stop at this structure. Nothing to be shocked about, because as usual these levels used to act if they were good in the past, they're probably gonna still being good once again, and that what's happened. And as you see, the price did stop at this structure and gave us another bounce to the downside on Friday. So we do have a major range that tested to be broken. Sorry, and we have to go down to the 4 hour to see what's going on a little bit better. So on shorter time frame, for a continuation or a break, we can use our trend line here to use it to see if it's gonna get broken or not. And we do have the 20 moving average is acting as good dynamic support. Now when we go down to the 4 hour, you see that the RSI is already at the same level down here as the previous low, but on the price you see the previous low, it's much lower. So we do have some hidden bullish divergence here, and there is a possibility, let's let's see that we may probably see a continuation, but as I did publish, guys, and you maybe saw that we may have some gap on sterling pairs since this article I did published last week. Let me see, where is it? About this, it wasn't a big crash, it was about like 70 pips, but after Moody's downgrades the UK to AA2, we had some crash, about 70 pips or so, I think. So there is a possibility that we may see a gap, and very, very hard to know how the market will read this news for next week. So I will recommend that you let Monday pass and see how the movement gonna be on all sterling pairs before entering more positions. Now, if we look on the RSI on the daily, you see that we do have already bearish divergence, and at the same time we had this bearish move down here. So let Mondays go and look for if we're gonna probably get this fast bounce from the trend line and the 20 moving average for a possible retest. It maybe give us a double top, and then probably start going down from this very important structure. Yeah, so let it play out a little bit. Don't jump in any gap close trade scenarios stuff like that. I will highly recommend you that you let the price do its thing on Monday and take your decisions after that. Let's not forget we have also Germany elections, and they're gonna be some movement in the price and some uncertainty. Sterling JPY, strong bearish engulfing candle on Friday. The RSI on the daily was on the overbought for a long time, and now we moved back below. We are around the 70 again. It is, as I said, bearish engulfing candle, a strong one. So yeah, for me, I think that we may see some correction back down for at least a retest of this structure, broken structure down here. That wouldn't be unnormal to see a broken structure that get retested on daily, but the major trend gonna be to the upside. Yeah, so there is a short-term opportunity maybe to try to trade this correction to the downside band, but when we reach the 148.500 at this structure here, then you probably want to start looking for a possible bullish evidence at this structure here, looking left, for a possible trend continuation. And if we look at the daily, sorry, on the weekly, you see why I'm saying that. Now we did break this very important structure. We are trading above that, and I think there is more to the upside on this one. We are above the 200 moving average too. So let me see if we have some Fibonacci confluence at that level, and we do have the 38.2 at this structure here. So yeah, there is short-term possibility to short this one back down to this structure here, but when and if it reaches this level, then you should be start looking for a trend continuation from this level. Sterling New Zealand did really performed well last week, but then on Friday we had this major move back down from previous important structure. I always keep talking about those important necklines when you have such a long-term consolidation as this one here. You're probably gonna see the price on the retest of this structure to give you a bounce to the downside or to the upside, depends on the trade. So the first, almost always the first test of these areas here, you're gonna see the bounce before the price reach the extreme highs, yeah, and we did get that. It looks like on Thursday that we had only a correction down and the continuation up. I did trade some of this move. It was a great trade to the upside, and did close it at this resistant level, sorry. And Friday was only one way back down, all the way down here. So for next week, we are now very close to retest the monthly R1 and retest these structure down here. So yeah, I will be looking down here at this level to see if we're gonna get bullish evidence for another bounce to the upside, or if it's gonna break this level and keep heading down to and if that happened, then we're probably gonna see a retest of this neckline down here. But if we're gonna look at the main trend we have right now, this shorter term trend, it's better to try to find a bounce or bullish evidence at this level and see if you're gonna get another bounce up. Sterling USD still in this choppy at the top up here. On the daily, it looks like the RSI was at the extreme a couple of times and now start going lower. The range is very clear on 4-hour time frame. As you see here, we had this fake out. Now we do surely have lots of buyers that did enter this breakout on the news. Stop losses should be somewhere below the range, and then at the same time, in the same day, in the same hour, we did have a little breakout to the downside. So there is also sellers trapped in this range right now. So both buyer and sellers are trapped, and the price keep ranging. And as you see, these candle did test to the pip the lows of this one. So we do have lots of stop loss pockets down here and lots of stop loss pockets up here. So it's a very important range, and when this range get broken to either side, the move gonna be a momentum move, because the stop losses for the buyers gonna start get triggered, and if the price go down here, and sorry, the plus stop loss, yeah, of the buyers gonna be here, and the stop losses of the sellers gonna be up here. So if the price break below here, we're gonna have a very strong move back down to the possibly the monthly R1, because all the stop losses for those who are trapped here gonna start triggered. And if it break to the upside, of course the same gonna be, but in a bullish move like this. I think more downside from here, at least a correction to the monthly R1. As usual, we never know, but looking at the price action after such a strong move, the momentum faded. This move, as I said, well, it looks like the trap, a fail out here, and we had this rejection all the way back down here, and you see how clean all the closes are on the daily here, yeah. So it is a very, very strong support right now, and if that support get broken with a close below, we're gonna see a possible retest of this structure down here. Looking left, we have this structure, and we have this structure here, and we have the monthly R1, and then maybe we're gonna see another bounce back up. Okay. New Zealand CAD performed very well, and as I said last week, start take profit down here, guys, and we had this bullish divergence going on the RSI. It was also a very good signal, and as said, it's time to take profit from the short and probably start going long, and that's what's happened. We have now a break of the 20 moving average, retest of that, and it looks like Friday was like a continuation candle. So for me, still interesting for long on this one until we reach this broken structure here. Then we start looking for a possible bounce back down. Okay, I am not in a long trade on this one, so I'm not sure if it's gonna give me a good entry for a short-term long, but I will definitely be looking for a possible short from this previous structure here. No, Imran, it's not an indicator. I do mark those monthly pivots by hand. You have there is an indicator on TradingView if you want to use that. New Zealand JPY, very strong move to the upside and keep going higher. When we had this move to the downside, I was thinking that we may now see a deeper correction back down to this structure here, yeah, but we didn't get that. Actually the price did as it did previously here, just tested the 20 moving average on the 4-hour, and here after this move the same thing happened. We have the 20 moving average acted as dynamic support. Basically, even on the 4-hour, we're still in a bullish structure. Let me make this chart a little bigger, and you see those close on the close on this candle was never a close below the previous low, yeah. So it is technically still a bullish market here. This low never got broken. For me, this is a major low here. We do have lower than this one, but this move here never got broken. So I'm still looking for a possible retest of the extreme highs on this one, on this pair, especially if we keep trading above the 20 moving average on the 4-hour. So for next week, if the price give us another chance, another retest of the monthly R1 or the 20 moving average, and bullish evidence at that level, then we may contest another long and trend continuation trend to the extreme. Take profit should be up here. The first one should be previous highs. It looks like there is some more room on this one. New Zealand USD, almost the same scenario. This can be looked at as rejection, but I am seeing this as the market showing what it want to do and the anticipation of the market. We are still above the daily 200 moving average. The close of this spin bar was actually a close above previous highs here, so this structure here is technically broken, even though we had this rejection. We keep making higher lows, and that's why I think that we may see another bounce back up to the monthly R1 on this one. But before you enter long or anything like that, you want to see the price trading back up in this upper range here, yeah, maybe another retest, and then you can try to long. So you want to see the price on the 4-hour trading back up in this previous upper range. USD CAD, guess what guys, it is moving higher now, but I am still bearish. I still think that this may have some more to the downside, but I will be waiting for more upside on this one to next week until we see if it's gonna reach this structure here and the monthly pivot. So we are still even below the 20 moving average, yeah, so that's like the nearest moving average now, and it's not broken yet. The bullish move, it's like there's no momentum in it, lots of indecision, small candles, wicks. You can't see like the bulls are strong and making major moves, yeah. Still the bearish candles was much stronger. The slope of the up move is not the strongest one, so yeah, expect some possible troubles at this level when the price reach the trend line and the daily 20 moving average. That would be very interesting to see if we're gonna get a break of that for a possible continuation higher, or if we're gonna see something like this go back down. Because if we look at the RSI, we do already have hidden divergence on the RSI. Look at this high here and this high here, they are almost equal, but on the price we have like this major move to the downside. So there is hidden bearish evidence already on the RSI, and that's why I think that there is possibly another bounce back down on this pair. USD JPY, I did sterling USD already, read one, so you can just go back and watch that in the video on the recording. So USD JPY at the daily 200 moving average, at the monthly R2, Friday's candle was bearish engulfing candle. This can be seen as evening star formation, this 1 2 3 formation here. RSI near the extremes, so I think that it is probably time to see this pair move a little bit lower, back down, maybe close this gap or retest of this structure. There is a possibility that we see that, especially if gold hold that support level we were looking at previously. If that level hold and maybe gold start going up, then we definitely may see this pair moving back down to retest of this broken structure, or maybe a close of this gap down here. Yeah, that's what I will be looking at firstly for next week. Lower time frame, you see once again our 20 moving average is acting even on this pair on the 4 hour as good dynamic support and resistance. After the retest here, we got another retest, and now this trend line been testing also once again. We had this last high, and Friday we was never able to move higher or break this high here, but we still have like higher lows and higher highs, so technically it is still an uptrend. But if we see a break of the trend line, a break of this low here, that would be a break of the 20 moving average at the same time, maybe a retest, a lower high, and then we can start looking for possible move back down here to probably close this gap and reach this previous structure here. If this pair to continue higher, maybe it have to correct a little bit lower and catch more buyer in that case. Yeah, so that's what I think gonna happen, and that what I'm expecting my trade play gonna be on this one. And for those of you who want me to look at Bitcoins, yeah, as I said last week, this was a very important level to look at, and it is clearly, you see that when Bitcoins did reach this previous structure, the price went back down. Now we do have lots of lower lows and lower highs on this, and the most important level right now is down here. A break below here gonna send the Bitcoins back down all the way down here when we had this major bounce. Yeah, so you do have this range now that you should look at very, very carefully. A break below this box gonna send it all the way back down here. A break above, then we may retest previous highs up here. If you look at the daily, you see that since we broke above the 20 moving average, we kept trading above it. Then we did break it to the downside. This could be like a retest, and we're still trading below the 20 right now. So it is like more down and upside on this one right now. But keep an eye on this previous low here. If that got broken, I'm almost pretty sure that we're gonna reach much lower, back down to 3,000. Yeah, so that was the last pair I had. Yeah, 1 hour session today, good. New record. I want it to be a little bit shorter session anyway. So yeah guys, couple of minutes extra. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat. If you have any pair, do that too, write it in the chat. Otherwise we will call it a day. So I will take some water and wait for you if you have any questions. And by the way, if you did like the session, don't forget to hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, Amran. You are awesome too, man. Thank you. You've been here almost every week, so thanks a lot for your support. Well, it looks like there is no questions, guys. Yeah, have a great trading week next week. Please trade safe, make your plans. Use Sunday and weekends to make trading plans and try to follow them, and wait for the price to reach your levels. Never chase the price, wait for it to reach your trading levels and trade from there. Yeah, so thanks a lot for being here, and see you out there. Bye bye.